What's up everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in Westwood of course, and today we are going to work on a new building over here, over by kind of like the little main street for the ghost town, and I wanted to do something a little bit different because I feel like the areas are starting to get a little bit square, so I thought I would put more of a diagonal kind of building over here connected to the bathrooms, and this is going to be kind of like a small restaurant-ish type of place. It's going to be actually a smoothie place for the most part, and I thought I would try and give the pathways just a little bit more uniqueness too by adding some of these concrete slabs and kind of making them at different angles and stuff like that, and really just giving this place an overall cool look, and just it adds to a little bit more for an advanced building as well, I think. And I've been kind of evolving a little bit on the way I've been building stuff, and I think that's a good thing. That way stuff starts looking a little bit better and more advanced rather than less basic than what you would normally see. Now, in this episode, we're going to be getting through this building, and we're also going to be doing a lot of work on the mansion. The mansion still has a lot of work to do as of I speak right now, but we get a lot of work done on it as well, which I didn't really add more into the interior all that much, because it's not going to be really featured too much. I might add some eventually more to it, but for right now I think it's just going to be fine. So we do end up enclosing that in this episode. So the basic points on this episode is this building, and then mostly finishing up the mansion a lot, and that's kind of like what we're going to be going into here. So anyways, so this building here is literally just going to be kind of a smoothie shop, which is I put a Pip Shot smoothie stall in there, which looks quite nice, and of course we're not going to be focusing a lot on interior for like little places like this. We mostly focus on the exterior because that's what we're mostly gonna see. So that's the one thing about making walk-in places is I usually just do it and not really worry about the interior unless you're really gonna go in and look inside the interior. Otherwise I feel like it's kind of unnecessary. So I connect some of the actual pathways to it. I guess we'll actually walk over there and interact with the building itself. I thought that was really good, and you can't really see the pathway because of it being covered by the concrete slabs, or roofs rather, but I use them kind of like these concrete slabs that go on and kind of look like a pathway itself. It almost gives more options for your paths almost. So it's quite nice. So pretty much we just detail this building up a little bit. It's not going to be insanely amount of detailed, but we are in the ghost town, so some of these buildings are going to look run down and not great. So anyways, this is the sign for the smoothies, and I put a sign that says smoothies, and then I add another sign above it like it was added onto it that says ghost. So like it's going to be called Ghost Smoothies, obviously, because of being the ghost town, and the ghost theme within this section of the park needs to be relevant and needs to be there as well. So as important another important thing to note is always having the correct amount of lighting in the area as well, because we also have to add lighting throughout the park too when the park is open at night, because when the park's open at night you need to be able to see where you're going, otherwise it's going to be super dark and you're not going to be able to see where you're at. So anyways, I wanted to put a lot of different props and different things around the area to just kind of complement the building itself just a little bit, and yeah, it looks quite nice. I think it turned out pretty decent. Of course, the other part of the building is actually separated and not actually joined together, because I had to put it at a certain angle that would not be correct because this is currently at an angle itself. So yeah, it was kind of a challenge and a little bit of an advanced building, but with a little bit of extra work and dedication, it turned out to be pretty good. Now, I wanted to put like these actual pip shots awnings, but they just kind of looked too out of hand, or like too out of place. Out of place. So I ended up actually replacing them with what you see over on the other side, which was just the nice little regular awnings that don't actually have a shop that is connected to them. So, and I tried to make it look in theme a little bit by putting a crooked one on the end, but it still just looked out of place, and it didn't really go well with the theming around this area. So I do end up replacing that with some regular ones that are different, or the same as the ones that you see on the front of the building, as you can see here, because they just have a better look to them, and I feel like it fit a lot better. And yeah, this building's pretty much done, not too much left to do in that. And with that, I think we do head over here to the haunted mansion, which we do, and we don't do too much in the inside of it. And I do go ahead and make the decision to go ahead and enclose it, because it's not going to be too much interior involved in this, because it's not going to get featured in the cinematic video a whole lot. I mean, it will, but mostly the exterior design is what I was really wanting to focus on the most. So I tried to do some interior aspects to it, and I just decided to move on a little bit, because I mean, I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset that I didn't do too much on the inside, but it doesn't mean I'm finished working with the inside. I just wanted to get it enclosed and kind of get the shaping of this building done. So I might still do some inside stuff, rather, just later, and maybe some off-screen. I don't know, because there's just kind of like some boring stuff to do rather than actual regular stuff. So I do go ahead and enclose it right here, just because I wanted to get the shaping down and kind of move on to the next thing, because I am starting to run out of time. As far as I don't want to like rush anything, I'm not rushing anything by no means, but this haunted mansion is more like a little experimentation to how much I can do advanced building for. So it's just kind of more working on my building skills, kind of. And I was very satisfied of how it actually did turn out. Obviously, we're not going to be finished here. There's a lot more to do to this building, but yeah, it's gonna take some time to perfect some advanced building stuff. But my goal here was to actually complete this section up here, this kind of like third level that doesn't actually exist, but it looks like it exists. But to complete this and actually copy it to the other side, rather than doing everything over again, and I actually did that successfully, and only forgot like maybe one or two pieces. So it actually worked out pretty well, and it's starting to it's starting to shape up. The mansion's starting to shape up, and I think it looks really good. It's pretty symmetrical, but I think that's a good thing, because I was going for more of that symmetrical mansion look in the first place. I'm gonna have to add a lot more like different roofs and dormers and different things even after this episode. By no means is the exterior completed after this episode. There's still some quite a bit of work to do on this particular mansion. So we're going to add a lot more to this, and down the line in the future. So I just wanted to make sure it has a mansion look to it. And I've never really built anything like this, so this is kind of like a first for me. And I wanted to add some advanced features to it, where you wouldn't see on like normal buildings, like just basic building. You would have to add a couple more, different details to it. And yeah, so it turns out good. And this is me just trying to copy it to the other side, which I do actually get done successfully, thankfully. And it wasn't as hard as I was thinking it was going to be, because it was a lot to select, and halfway through I was thinking, like, should I even do that, but we got through it pretty fine, and there's a balcony right here that I wanted to make sure was over the front of the entrance of the building, and just kind of this big part that would have, like, obviously some more rooms and stuff like that. It's a pretty large building, so and that's that. And then an important part was, how am I going to do this top, or the roof on this part, because this is going to be the main part here. And I thought of making, like, kind of this rounded roof over it, you know, but adding some extra dormers and extra elements, I think, will make it look a lot better, because I was kind of having second thoughts of how it looked at first, and I was like, that looks kind of weird, or maybe I could have done this better in the end. But overall, it does turn out to be pretty good, at least in my opinion. If you don't think so, sorry, but there's still some work to do, obviously, so I'm not going to judge it until I'm completely done with the building, because we're not actually done with the building yet. So I don't usually judge my things or judge my work or buildings until I'm completely done with them, and I actually say, well, I'm completely done with this, yeah, that's not the case here. So I wanted to make some pieces that actually pop out a little bit more, and if you look at mansions, they have a lot of details of, like, dormers and different things, like windows everywhere. So we're gonna have to go through and add a lot of different designs and a lot of different exterior things, because there's still a lot more that it could use to make it better. So as for this little balcony, this little spot had to be a little bit supported, obviously, since it's kind of sticking out, so it needed some supports, and I thought the same exact column would actually work very well. And kind of a little balcony out here, which serves as a very cool part of the mansion that looks really good. And I think it's turned out all right. As you can see, you can start seeing the shape of the mansion, but there's still a lot more of stuff to add to make it look more like a mansion rather than just, a square building with a lot of stuff added onto it. I think I'm gonna try out some more advanced stuff down the line, but for right now, I do leave it kind of around here somewhere, to where it's just, kind of the shape is done, and that's the basic thing. We're gonna have to add on some more stuff down the road, and it's gonna look really, really cool. So let me guys know in the comments what you guys think about the mansion and how it's starting out. I know a lot of people are going to say probably add more interior to it, and I probably will. I just wanted to get it enclosed real quick and make it, almost pretty much complete. So I feel like we're getting a substantial amount done in every episode. The pace that we're on right now, if I can get, work on this pretty much every day for an hour or two, or even more, usually it's about an hour, I think we can get pretty close to a release date, hopefully around March through May, or somewhere around there. March, April, May, in that vicinity is where we're going to be shooting for. No later than May is when I want to have this part completed, but that's just me. Again, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but we'll see. We're just getting through everything that we can possibly, and yeah, I'm just filling in all the gaps, and we still have a whole nother section of park to work on after this, which we're actually getting really close to getting around to here pretty soon. I do want to get back to the dark ride fairly quick in the mining section, but over here for the last part of the video here, we actually make another train station for a nice transportation for people that want to go at the front of the park and enter to the back of the park without having to do a long walk. So my strategy here was to actually take the station from the other train station and actually use that on all the stations. I think that works pretty well and saves me a little bit of time, and why not, to have the same looking station for each one, I think is actually a good idea anyways, because it actually, if you have a completely different station somewhere else, I think it's a better idea to have the same station for every single station. So I think there's going to be a total of 3 stations. It's going to go here, and then also to the Invention Company on that side of of the park as well. I think that will work actually fairly well. So all that's really left in this episode is me making some pathways for the queue line and the exit for the train station itself. And it was a nice filler to put in the park as well, I believe. So anyways, that's gonna really do it for that. And again, let me guys know your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. There's not really anything left. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.